Welcome, everyone, to the Life of Giants, where your opinion matters, not as much as ours, but we'll still read it out. I am one of your hosts, Dean the Genetic Marvel, and with me, as always, is Mr. Cole Clayton. How are you, sir?
Another day, another dollar down the drain.
I mean, I feel like, you work to make $1 and then you spend $1.50, and you're like, that was not the move. It's one of those things. Here's the thing is that we talked about this quote last week. What we're using today is success is the ability to go from failure to failure.
Fuck us. Sorry.
Success is the ability to go from failure to failure without losing your enthusiasm. It's attributed to Winston Churchill. So for some reason, StreamYard or Twitch didn't load, but that's fine. The hell with it. No problem. All right. So that is what we're talking about today. We're talking about. I mean, I can't even see comments. I don't even see comments now.
What's going on?
I do not know what's happening. Oh, no, there we go.
I just re-added your Twitch.
Well, let's see what happens. Yeah. So listen, I really like this quote for the simple fact that I think what we have been going through. Hey, Victoria, you and I, in our journey to do this, progressively, what we've had to do is maintain our enthusiasm, which has become quite the ordeal this month in particular. Because I'll tell you, it has been an interesting month, that's for sure. But yeah, like I think that is one of the key components is that, like, somebody explained this to me the other day, was like your success is based on your accumulation of failures. But if you stop trying, then you're just stopping right in the middle of all of your efforts, right? So it's like you've suffered for nothing. It keeps coming up. That's not interesting. Does it even skim? Interesting. Doesn't even skim the top of it. That's true. But like that idea with regards to how everything funnels through, right, is key. Is that if you're not working towards something, then you're just stuck in the middle of suffering, which is horrible, right? But I don't know. What are your thoughts on this?
Okay, so, and I'm going to try to do better moving forward. But what is our quote for the day?
Bro, this entire time I'm looking at you, I'm like, you are not hearing a word I'm saying. That's fine.
So much going on in the background. Christmas is over as far as I'm concerned. At least the important part of Christmas, the shopping.
Okay. So success is the ability to go from failure to failure without losing your enthusiasm. And it's attributed to Winston Churchill. So it's the idea that if you stop trying, then you're just stuck in the middle of failure and you've achieved nothing. You've suffered for nothing, right?
I feel like I interpret it a little bit different. It's like, are you success comes from your enthusiasm. Like, you have to continue to be as excited towards the end as you were at the beginning, if not more. So I think what I understand from that is it's okay to quit if it's not really something you're interested in anymore.
Sure. What's up, 7 Mays? Well, so I don't know. It goes both ways, right? So my perspective has always been that, like, to achieve success, you have to suffer. I know for myself, if I don't suffer a little bit, it doesn't feel as much of an achievement. But the idea is that if you continuously suffer, you are progressively getting somewhere, right? Because that idea where it's like, if you don't fail, you're not trying hard enough, because your failure is what builds your success, not your successes don't build more successes. They build complacency. They build a lack of motivation. They develop comfort, right? And those aren't good things.
So you don't think you think you have to fail in order to succeed?
Mm-hmm. What's up?
I don't think that.
How so?
Like, it is a part. Like, I feel like failure isn't necessarily the end.
No.
And it does help, but I don't think that, like, if you're just a fucking beast, you're just a fucking beast. You know what I mean? Like, maybe you're just a fucking beast. I mean, there's really nobody that you could name that didn't lose sometimes. I mean, the only guy who, like, the only guys who never really lost in the championship games were like Joe Montana and Michael Jordan, but they lost in the playoffs. You know what I mean? Michael Jordan is well documented that he didn't make his varsity team as a freshman.
Yep.
You know what I mean? So, like, yeah, I get what you're saying. Thank you, Mom. I get what you're saying, that like it's definitely a part of success is learning how to not fuck up again, but I don't think that it's necessarily a part of it. Like, you have to fail. You know what I mean? Like, the probability of perfection is very slim, but that doesn't make it impossible.
True. You know? I think about that more as like, if you fail at something once, you learn how not to do it. Right. So
yeah, I'm big on that. I'm actually, that's how I learn. I just, let me fuck it up. Like, well, you used to be very insecure about it because I could not learn unless I fucked it up and realized that's what not to do. But that's just how I learn. Now I tell people, let me fuck it up and we'll go from there.
So I'm a very much a firm believer in that. It's like, hey, let me break it apart and let me see all of its intricate parts, and then I'll be able to understand where its tolerances are. Because like I'm a firm believer in that there are certain things that are meant to work under stress, and then other things that aren't, right? And if you know which parts can handle more stress and which parts are incapable of handling more stress, then you know where to soft and where to hard in your process, right? And it's like, listen, if I'm trying to, like, an example, right, is that if you're trying to take something off of, say, a copper pipe, right now, the idea is, well, I'll take a pipe wrench and I'll just fucking swing, twist as hard as I can. The problem is it's copper, so if you twist too hard, the copper will twist with it, and then you're really screwed, right? So it's understanding that no, I need something to hold this where it is, and then I need to just twist the outside and be very careful with that, because the inside, if that breaks, I'm fucked, right? So it's that idea, whereas when you do fail, then you have a better understanding of the situation. But if you just don't do anything but fail, right, then you have no goal or no direction. But then at the same time, if you don't fail, and when I say fail, I mean, like, if you're using accumulated knowledge that you've had because of your previous experience, that is part of those fails, right? Like, I didn't fail again, haha, but I've used that failure to my benefit much later.
That's what I've learned about myself, because it took me a lot longer to learn how to install carpet than it probably should have. He's pretty much my buddy now. I don't really work for him anymore, but he was just always so stressed out because he was on a budget, because he was a startup, you know what I mean? Like, he had installed carpet all his life, but he always worked for his dad's business. His dad retired, so now it's his business, and he's starting it up himself because his dad didn't really save any money. So he brings me out. I was his first employee, and
mistake number one.
I'm like, I learned about myself is that if you are on a budget, do not bring me on as an apprentice, because I gotta fuck it up. I gotta fuck it up to learn, And he could not handle it. He was not emotionally stable enough to handle it. You know what I mean?
But and you know what? That's a lesson for him. Is like, hey, you need to get a few jobs under your belt before you start taking on apprentices and having to teach people, because you are on a budget, and that's the thing, is like, you learn early on too, is like, hey, I don't want the most expensive guy because he's offering me services that I may not necessarily need. I don't want to offer the cheapest guy because 50-50, the job is actually going to be finished, right? I want the guy who's in the middle, maybe even a little high end of the middle, because he's going to do expert work.
Well, it's a lot of work. The thing is, it's a lot of work. So it doesn't really pay good enough. The whole reason I was okay with it at the time was because I was pretty much like a stay-at-home dad at the time.
Yeah.
So I could get paid whatever the fuck I want, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it was cool. And now when me and my baby mama broke up, I started being like, dude, I gotta do something else. I can't work for you no more, bro. Like I hate to break it to you. Yeah. And then that stressed them out even more. Like
yeah. Understandably.
Mhm.
Well, and I remember the first time I ever realized what goes into a business. I was at a dealership. We were in Florida, and the fuel pump on our van went in the middle of traffic.
I gotta replace mine next week.
Fun times.
Mm-hmm.
So we're at a dealership waiting for hours to get the work done. Middle of vacation, there's nothing we can do.
Hours.
Yeah. Because it was an emergency situation. They're like, "Oh, you're from out of town. Good. It's gonna take forever." And you're like, "Right, perfect." And my understanding
too.
Oh, for sure. And then on top of everything, there was the issue that I believe the fuel pump is actually located above the gas tank in a van,
Mm-hmm.
so you had to drop the gas tank and everything. I read this on Instagram.
It's gonna be a whole thing.
If you want to do it, you will find a way. Nothing will deter you from whatever you want to do if you really want to do it. That's accurate.
Female shit. That's some female shit.
Yeah, but that's a lady's perspective, right? So
here's your hug. You can be whatever you want. No, you can't. You cannot.
You can't.
There's some things that you really want to do that are just not made for you. You know what I mean? Like some people want to play guitar, but they got sausage fingers. That's just not gonna happen. You're not gonna be Slash. Like you may love it, but you are not gonna. You're gonna be the rhythm guitarist for Poison at best.
Which is not a guitarist at all. And but look, see, this is the thing is people have this mentality that you're like, oh, if you try your hardest, you'll get wherever you want to go. And you're like, I don't think it's in our purview to know where we're going. Like we can have goals and say, oh, I want to do this, I want to do that, I want to do this, I want to do that. But you don't know what's going to happen. We don't know what's going to. Oh, okay, now we're going to start. That's not true. Iztak Perlman, world-renowned violinist, has super sausage fingers, and he plays beautifully.
Okay, all right, you got me. The one guy broke the odds.
Welcome to my world. That's fine.
I think the thing is though, success is it's like equal parts effort, equal parts talent, equal parts who you know.
Oh, definitely. Yeah.
So it's like networking, I should say, is the last one. It's like equal parts effort, which networking can really be under effort.
Well, see, networking is the bane of my existence. I hate it.
I love it. I'm very good at it. That's probably one of the best things I'm good at. Believe it or not.
I'm good at making people feel like I think they're the center of the universe when I don't care about them at all.
I have a different personality. I have a everybody wants to be next to me personality, which I don't like. I don't like to be swarmed. Yeah. People love to just like, Cole's here. Let's hang out with Cole. And I do like eat it up a little bit. I make jokes and shit.
Yeah.
I'm not a big social person, but I'm very good at it.
Yeah.
And asking, so what are you into? What's your thing? Blah blah blah. What's up business? I'm very good at that.
I know how to do it.
I don't know any business. I don't know stuff. You know what I mean? But for whatever reason, I'm very good at having. I always know a guy. In any situation. Boy, we gotta work together, bro.
Yeah, a lot of people say that to me.
The thing is, you know what I'm not good at? Like formalities.
Oh yeah.
Like if you have to write an email, I can't do that. I can't write an email. But if it's in person, like interpersonal connections, I'm really good at that.
That's 100%. My strong suit is actually being personally involved. and having a conversation that people love. I'm like, if you want to hang out for the night, you'll have the greatest time of your life. Yeah. Like, I'm a great hang, and I'm like, and listen, I got people, I get stuff to do, no problem. That's easy.
That's what it is. If I'm behind like a screen, people are like, "Who the fuck is this guy?" But but it's like I can say the evil, crazy things that I say in person, and it's fine.
Sure.
I guess because I have like a harmless tone. But when you read it, it's like Jim Jeffries once said, it's a bad read.
It's a bad read. Bad read. Victoria says, besides, there's Grammarly now. You just have to practice. Yeah,
it's not grammar. It's like it's not a grammar thing. It's a
communication thing.
I come off as a spawn of Hitler, like, to people.
That's true. A little bit in person too, just a little bit. That's fine. That's fine. It's, you know what? Like, yeah, it's you come off as just harmless conversation, and I come off as harmful conversation just every time. People be like, this guy's a psycho. I'll be like, that's probably accurate.
Maybe. What is syntax?
Syntax.
Is that the shit that people were mailing to people to kill people?
No, that's anthrax. Grammarly doesn't only take care of grammar. It takes it. Syntax is how you write things and like the order of your words and all right. That essentially it makes dumb people sound smart. That's what
you know what's funny is I have this app called Our Family Wizard, which is just the co-parenting app.
All right.
And it can pick up on tones, and it'll tell you, hey, this is probably going to start a fight. Like, probably don't say it that way. And I ignore it every time.
Every time. She's used that for everybody.
It has like a bar, like a reader, like a metric or whatever. Sometimes it'll be in the green, sometimes it'll be in the yellow, sometimes it'll be like super red or whatever. Mine's
seldom in the green
or red every time. And I always wonder what hers is. Like, because she's a woman, it's probably always green, but I'd be reading them pissed off though.
See, this is the thing. It's it's funny because Victoria's like, we just saw that it's called Family Wizard on a movie, and it was like that you have to communicate between spouses for the child through the Family Wizard, which I'm like, that's ridiculous.
Yeah, it's in our agreement. So to keep us, because we fucking
because then there's records of everything.
We're like enemies of the state.
Basically. This is the thing is I'm much better. If you give me time and information, I can write you an email that will I was when I worked at a bank, they would call me a word wizard because whenever it was like annual review time, they would come over and be like, hey, can you help me rewrite this? And I'm like, sure, let me see what you got. And I'm like, okay, can you give me your stats? And there, go, okay. Anything big happened this year? They're like, this. I'm like, all right, cool. How about this? And they're like, oh my God, I wanted to cry. I'm like, you're welcome. That's what I do. I make things sound how you want people to feel.
I used to write people's essays in high school for money.
Not me. I hate it. In school, do you mean like for your siblings because they were also homeschooled, or were you like
high school where I actually went?
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Like 4 days?
Fuck you. I went 3 years of high school. I graduated early somehow.
Yeah. Well, no, Victoria says you're good at writing emails to a point. I think you'd be a great lawyer. I would be just as heartless enough to be a good lawyer. That's fine.
I feel like with your banking background and then you become a lawyer, you would just you'd be the epitome of evil, bro.
Yeah.
It's like what's worse than a banker / lawyer? Like what? That's like you can't. This isn't D&D. You can't combo in 2 classes, bro. Like show up as the BBEG.
That's a problem. Yeah. Honestly, a lot of people are like, how did you find work for the bank? And I'm like, oh, I hated every second of it. And they're like, oh, well, you were there for a long time. I'm like, oh yeah, I got a 15-year watch. They're like, what'd you hate about it? I'm like, oh, it's just soul sucking. It just slowly kills you day by day. And then you have people who are way more people who are, significantly above the ladder on you, who you're like, you are not qualified for your job. And they're like, so did you do this? And you're like, yes. Why would you think I wouldn't do that? You're like, oh, well, you didn't sell them this. And I'm like, why would I sell them that? That's a use. what are you here for? And they're just like, oh, well, I'm your coach. And I'm like, no, just get out. I hate you so much, right? I know a guy who just does property law and all he does is write up docs and deal with people. That is all he makes a mint. Well, hey, ask him if he needs a secretary because
I really don't. I feel like I've been picking on Victoria the last couple of episodes, so I don't want to say what I want to say, but I feel like property law is evil too. Like,
100% property law.
Oh, and he's English? Yeah, he's definitely evil.
That guy's 100% evil. And Victoria's like, oh, you should go do that. And I'm like,
I thought about it. I was thinking about it. The only thing that you could do worse than become a lawyer is if you did become a lawyer / accountant for a healthcare insurance company. Like,
and you know what? With my look, I started losing weight when everyone started being body positive. And now people are like, you want to be CEO of a healthcare company? I'm like, yes, I do. They're like, great. He's getting shot next. I'm like, why? That's how my life works. They're like, you're going to have the opportunity of lifetime. We're going to pay you lots of money. Also, you're getting shot in 3 days. You're like, oh,
you're getting fun with Dick and Jane.
100%.
You get promoted just to be the fall guy. You ever see that movie with Jim Carrey?
No.
There's this he plays like a loving husband, and I think Taya Leone is in it. They're a couple, and there's kind of they both work and everything, but they're like kind of just upper, like just above middle class, just like above middle class. And he gets this promotion to be like either CEO, CFO, something like that. And so his wife quits her job, all this shit. Well, within like a weekend, he goes on one of those fucking shows on Fox News or whatever to talk about the stocks and everything of the business, and he doesn't know that everybody's selling their stocks. He doesn't know that. And he goes on, and he's just like, we're all cool. Yeah, everything's good. Because he's just reporting back.
Yeah, what they told him.
He's told what to report back because he hasn't had time. He hasn't been debriefed. Because they just set him up to be the fall guy. Like, and then everybody, all the other guys that he met throughout the week, all were embezzling from that company.
Yeah.
And he gets fucked with by the feds and everything, and then he ends up really poor, living out of like a Pinto, trying to get a job at Costco, but nobody will hire him because everybody recognizes him from the TV show.
As the fall guy.
It's Jim Carrey. It's hilarious. You gotta watch it.
I mean, he's always hilarious. You heard he was banging Ariana Grande apparently for 6 years?
Jim Carrey?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, apparently.
Wow. This Jim Carrey from Sonic.
Yeah.
Right, The Mask?
Yeah. That Jim Carrey.
There's such an age difference. That's crazy.
I mean, that's how that works.
He's like 50 years old, and she's like 30.
Isn't that also a mindset? You could have a very boring job, but a lovely backyard that you have cultivated, so it makes you happy there for success to you. Yeah, well, that's the whole thing, right? In people's minds, right? Success is, oh, I have a gajillion dollars and so on, and I have fancy cars and everything. That's not success, right? Like that's being successful, but like that's not if you're a failure of a human being, you are still a failure, right?
Bottom line. Success comes from like a little bit of like, to really prove that you're successful in your own mind, you have to earn the respect of your peers, so your friends and whatnot. So if your friends think, oh yeah, he's cool, then you've won. Your friends, your family, your wife, your kids, your peers, just everybody around your environment, your parents even. If everybody, all those people are like, yeah, he's doing good, I think that's success. A little bit, especially if you're happy too. If you're not happy and you need to work on it, then but you gotta. It's a balance between the respect of your peers and the respect for yourself.
Yeah, I think there's two sides of that too, right? Like, I think a lot of people will be well respected, but not necessarily happy, and then other people will be happy but not well respected, right? So I feel like that's why it's like, after all is said and done, as much as and it's funny as I find it, is like how people were like, oh, he was a father and a husband and a son, and his life was taken. You're going, yeah, but he was a piece of shit. So do I really care? No. I disagree with that statement, Cole. Success is in the eye of the beholder. I don't think you need the acknowledgement of others. No, but it does help.
Well, the difference is, and I truly believe this. The reason why I feel that way is I think men are more likely to seek the validation from others, especially their friends and their brothers and their siblings and whatnot, than women will. So I think when you say it's in the eye of the beholder, it is. But men kind of, it's almost like we kind of like, that's why men still want to get married, even through all the bullshit that marriage has become. Not that I'm picking on your guys' marriage. You guys seem cool. But like in general, marriage seems like a fucking like a disaster in most cases, and men still want to do it because they want other people to think that they have it figured out. Do you get what I'm saying?
I think there's a testament to that. So this is also too is when it's in the eye of the beholder. The problem is that most often we're unable to see with a fair set of eyes, right?
Right.
We're too involved in a situation. We're too close to the situation. And the fact is, how many people have justified their horrible decisions by like, well, I'm living my best life. No, you're a horrible person. That's
a terrible fucking statement.
Well, look, right now, there's a girl, her name is Lily Phillips, and she's trying to break the Guinness Book of World Records with one specific record, which is having sex with the most amount of people in a 24-hour period. Okay. And you're like, so she was just interviewed by the Nelk Boys and Candace Owens, and Candace Owens is like, who are you lying to? Like, what are you talking about? She just did, the girl, to try and test things out, she just did 100, and afterwards she was like bawling her eyes out, and you're like, yeah, because it's fucking gross, lady. And she's like, now I'm gonna do 1,000. You're like, your soul's gone after 100. Forget about 1,000. Like, you're done, right? But for her, she's like, oh, I'm gonna be in the Guinness Book of World Records. She's like, yeah, and everyone's gonna know that 1,000 dudes have been inside. Like, that's a lot.
1,100 actually.
1,100 minimum, right? Imagine being number
Not
one.
Counting all the dudes you hit it before, you know.
Yeah. So imagine being number one of 1,100, and then imagine being number 1,100 of 1,100, and you're like, ooh, you're like, I see. I'm a firm believer that list. So she had sex with 1,000 men in one day. Good. I want to see the names. I want to know who they were. I mean, that's, otherwise, how are you going to validate it?
Evidence. I want the proof. Yeah. I want the transcript. See, that's what I'm saying right here. While I don't agree with her idea of success, if she thinks she's doing an amazing job, I don't think I care that much, frankly. Women don't give a shit about those types of things, but that's a man's thing. Is we do give a shit. We give a shit about stuff like that. How many times have you been called stupid by your peers, by somebody that you love? Women don't give a fuck about shit like that. A lot of times they'll be like, "You're mean," and then forget about it, move on.
Hold on, guess who's back? Bro, Nick Tucker, that principal that robs students of vending machines is way worse than you guys just like discussing before. That's okay. That principal pissed me off.
Did we even bring up porn?
Welcome back, Nick.
Hey, Nick, how you doing?
Live stream porn of this too. Jesus, Victoria, why are you trying to find out? Oh my god. No, but listen, okay.
I feel like live stream porn, isn't it?
No. So while if she thinks happens, doing an amazing job, I don't think I care that much. Okay, but that's the problem is you have a significant amount of people who are like, I'm a hero. And you're like, you're not. And they're like, yeah, no, I'm a modern day hero. And you're like, no, not even remotely. And thing is, people are delusional in this idea, right?
No, you know what it is? Truly, I think it is women have moved on from society as it is in their heads. But men, we built society, and it had to be a certain way, the way we built it, you know? Yeah. So we expect things of certain people, but women don't really want to live in the patriarchy, essentially, for the lack of a better word. So they're like, I don't care about that. That's not, you have to care about that. Otherwise, people are going to keep doing it.
It's the whole idea. Women are like, well, I don't care about the foundation. I just want the house to look nice. You're like, yeah, but without the foundation, the house will fall.
If people keep doing it, fucking thousands of people,
yeah,
in a day, we're basically Babylon, which is what Los Angeles has become. And look how that place is falling apart at the fucking seams.
That principle irked me too. There we go, Harlan. There we go. That's fine. No, but look. So I just feel like
on in a while. The principle.
If she's gonna do something like that, she might as well bank on it. No. See, this is the thing is, and you're trying to say
so much.
That money is gonna make it okay. It's not. It's not. So, and this is why is that there's more value in knowing yourself. Like, look, I know that I don't lie. I know that I've never maliciously intended harm on anyone that didn't completely deserve it. Like, that's like my ex-wife. Yeah, she's the worst. That's fine, right? But like, I don't maliciously go after everyone because that's crazy, right? But that's the thing is, people are like, "Wow, if you did, but you made money, would it be okay?" No, it's still not okay. That makes me a bad person.
I'm saying. Yeah, what I'm saying is, if she's going to waste her virtues anyways, she might as well get paid for it. Okay, but that's the same thing as me becoming a hitman.
Yeah,
you get what I'm saying? The same idea. They don't make it right just because I got paid to do it. Oh, I made this bag, bro. I'm a in this case.
On that note, listen, American government, if you're looking to hire and train people that have a ambiguous moral compass, that's me. I have no problem. You just point me in the right direction and make sure you're going to take care of the law. I'm good. No problem. Just an FYI. I remember that guy. What a creep. He hated his students a while ago. Bravo, Nick, for bringing it back.
Yeah, he never came on too much after that. He came on for a while, but then just disappeared after a while. He probably hung himself, to be honest.
I thought Nick was the actual principal. No? Yeah, Nick Tucker is the principal. That's why.
Is he?
Yeah, that's why he's funny. It's like that guy was a dick.
Is he talking about himself?
I think so. Yeah. I'm pretty sure. But regardless, like, look, this is the thing is like, if you're going to be selling off your virtues, right? No, that's the whole point is you don't have to sell off your virtue. You don't have to do all that. And that's the whole idea behind everything here is that, like, once you've sold what you have as value, right? You're not priceless, you're valueless, right?
I also feel like this is like
Victoria says you won't make a good hitman.
Oh no, like I could probably do the killing part, but I'm immediately telling people. And I'm gonna tell people in a way where they think I'm joking, but I'm not, and I'm just gonna keep telling people, and eventually I'll get caught.
Which would kind of be funny, because I feel like you would start saying stuff that you're like, that's not even true, but I'm gonna tell you I killed him and I didn't. just to mess with people, right? And I would think it would be funny because I'd be like, hey man, that was mine. And you're like, I'm telling everybody. I don't care. All right, that's fine.
Yeah, no, I would get caught. For sure.
Allegedly.
Yeah, I think this is like not to relate everything back to me like a typical narcissist would, but like I think this is why like things like this, like having sex with 1,000 dudes in a day is really just like a reason to bring back fathers, you know, like start letting dads take care of their kids again.
Yeah.
You know, like we've had enough. Isn't it crazy that like dads were like disappearing in the 70s and not coming back? But now dads want to be involved, and they're like, "No, you can't. You
You're
can't.
not
Every
allowed.
weekend at best, and you got to pay so much child support that you have to work on those weekends."
Yeah, I love this. My dad is a substitute teacher. He boasts about the decadent snacks at his school. Fuck that other guy. Ah, Lily.
There's no such thing as decadent snacks at a school.
See, the way I see it is I would suggest instead of having vending machines at a school, I think people should have their own like baking clubs and like actually start making money off other students. And then show like because then kids can learn the understanding how to do a business, how to get permits, how to do cleaning code, like stuff that's actually beneficial.
You know why they can't do that? That just turns into fucking
child labor.
It just turns into a drug ring eventually.
If you play your cards right and you get the right teachers involved, yeah. Why did we get into this topic of the virtueless girl when the topic is successful? Well, here's the question: is what would you sacrifice to achieve success? Right? It's a fair question, and because this is the thing is, most people are of the opinion they're like, I would sacrifice everything, right? But the fact is, most people who say they would sacrifice everything aren't willing to sacrifice on a daily basis for their own benefit to grow.
I don't know, because
Nick Tucker is an evil genius, and he's messing with us because he's a great person on the inside, not on the outside. Like
Nick Tucker
not
must
professionally.
Die. Like, you ever see John Tucker Must Die?
Yeah, it's great.
I
sacrificed
me personally, I think I would like the way I have a weird attack towards my success. Okay, so like I wanted to be like a big time comedian, and then that was while I was kind of flip flopping between being a carpet installer in the part time and being like part time stay at home dad. You know what I mean? So like I just had this free time that was underutilized. Well, now I'm like a single dad. You know what I mean? And I have to run a household by myself.
Yeah.
And pay child support and make sure my son's getting all things, basketball and like his education, because like he does not give a fuck about his education at all. I'm more interested in it than he is. Obviously, I guess that's probably normal for parents. So like I've learned that I took a step back. I don't even do stand up anymore.
Yeah.
I do a lot of this stuff so I can be home for it. You know.
Yeah.
So it's almost like I'm sacrificing my social life.
Yeah.
And maybe the shortcuts of the industry for the longevity of my industry, because now I have the ability to go online and be online, and I think this will actually take longer because I meet people on a slower basis than I would if I was out in the world.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I'm probably sacrificing networking more than anything. So it's almost like I'm sacrificing
the social,
my ability to meet people to achieve my success. So it's I feel like I'm doing it in a weird way, because a lot of people I feel like would do it the opposite of what I'm doing, and I feel like I'm actually doing the opposite thing to see if it works.
Yeah,
and it is. I feel like it is. But hey, Serge, how you doing?
I think I sacrificed time with loved ones when I was younger and focused on work. Yeah, we all have. How tall are you guys? He's 6 foot, almost 1.
Yeah.
And I'm 6'2". I've asked you on the scroll, but Cole, what did you want to do for a career growing up?
I wanted to be a basketball player. But alas, just because my father wasn't around does not mean I can play basketball.
There you go. Cole, Frederica says Cole wanted to be a bounty hunter, but it says hinter, and I feel like you would be a bounty, be like, hey, that's the guy.
There's a bounty over there. Can you do it and then give me a cut?
Bounty hunter, be like, hey, I'm the bounty hunter. That's the guy. Go get him.
I'm Dog, the bounty hunter.
Yeah, I mean,
Dog spelled DAWG.
Yeah. Yeah. Because I'm your dog. I'm gonna hint towards the guy. Like, there. Yeah.
That's just a PI. That's just a private investigator.
I mean, I feel like you'd make for a good private investigator.
You know, I was thinking about that recently. I was like, I should get a private investigator license. As much as I drive around, a DoorDasher is a great excuse. Why are you here taking pictures of this house? I'm a DoorDasher. I just dropped off an order. Like
over here in England, we have 0 extracurricular food in our schools, which is like, I don't disagree with that. But do you have a cafeteria where people can buy food? Like,
what is an extracurricular food?
Like vending machines and stuff, candy.
In England?
Yeah, it depends, right? So that's
why we revolted from that place. That's just so much. Every time I learn about anything from England, I'm like, no, that's why. There's 100 million reasons to this list. Every time somebody says anything about England, I am like, I see why people hated it there. Like,
yeah, that's totally reasonable. We eat lunch with our mates for a 20-minute break. Yeah,
20 minutes.
20 minutes.
Bro, I know y'all's pancreas is just working extra overtime. You're like, get the glass. I got the hiccups. Can't even get it down fast enough.
Like you mentioned a lot of parts of the body, but none of them are connected. You're like, your pancreas must be working over. What?
Your pancreas is in your solar plexus, bro.
Nope.
That's where it's at. I promise you, I looked it up because I was trying to figure out if I had pancreatic cancer one time.
Right. No, but this is the thing is what would you give up? So like I explained this, we were talking about this the other day, was like my father, I wish I could principal in England. I mean, Nick, I feel like you could do it. But like my father sacrificed a close relationship with his children so that he could provide them, so he could run a business and he provide them with the life that he never had and they could never dreamed of, right?
And then he died.
And then he died. But like he had a good solid probably 5 or 6 years after the business and everything, and he was like, I should have sold it 10 years ago. I'm like, I agree with you, Nick. I knew, you know what, Nick, I was embarrassed. I was like, I'm pretty sure he's the principal and he's goofing on us because this is hilarious. So I apologize, Nick, but thank you for coming out.
Times I've had people walk up to me as early as high school years, where people will walk up to me and be like, "Hey, Cole, what's up?" And I'm like, I have no idea who you are. You remember that time we were at the thing and the thing happened? I was like, I remember it happening. I don't remember you being there though. Like, I'm gonna do it all the time.
You know what the worst part is? Like, I remember like random things like your dad sounds like a great man, Gino. My name is Dino, but yes, thank you. You know what? He was my dad was a good dad. He was a good dad, and you know what? He tried a lot.
Dino Grigio.
It's horrible. But that's the thing is
Dino Noir.
That's just me in blackface. It's not. I grew up in the 80s. You can still do it back then. It's fine. Oh my God. But yeah, no, it's one of those things where like I don't know if that was the right decision that he made, but I understand the decision and I understand how he got to that conclusion, right? But that's the thing is then the other people where they're like, I would sacrifice anything. And you're like, yeah, but would you guys sacrifice like on a daily basis? Like my school had candy, chips, all that, vending machines. They removed it all for healthy snacks, but quickly reverted when high schoolers didn't buy cranberry granola bars. Shocker. Yeah, no, that's fine. That
sounds like Obama's America.
Not Batman Cat Short didn't do that great on views. Hey, you know what, Serge? Keep doing them. You know why? Because the internet doesn't know what it needs until it gets it. So you just keep on doing it, brother.
Serge, I don't think I follow you. What's your YouTube name? Sir, is that your YouTube name, Serge XO2?
Yeah. Lily says dads are important and they all have an anus just like us. I mean, that is true. This is the thing is that you're like both sides of parenting, the feminine, the masculine, are important. And I'm not trying to say that you gotta be straight or anything like that, but it's like there's a nurture and a nature side of that equation, whereas like, yeah, my dad would be like, hey, you're stupid, don't be stupid. And you're like, what do you mean? You're like, yeah, don't be stupid. Don't do stuff that makes people think you're stupid. And you're like, I've done a lot of stupid stuff. He's like, yep, that's true, but you gotta stop. And you're like, oh, gotcha. And then you continue to do stupid stuff, and then you realize, I'm an idiot. I gotta figure this out, right? And then your mom will, of course, maternal figure will be like, hey, I love you for whoever you are. And you're like, that's not helping. I'm an idiot. I need to be told I'm stupid so I can get smarter, right? But that's just,
you do need somebody who like loves you for who you are, but you also need somebody who loves you and is like, you're dumb. Just do better.
Well,
improve. You need both.
Look, my mom, I know, loves me unconditionally, but I know that she loves me more that I've lost weight now.
Yeah, but she'll never tell you. That's fine.
No, she wouldn't tell me. And you know what? That's a whole other bag of worms. But like, this is the thing is that someone being soft and giving you unconditional love, and then someone else going, no, you have to fucking do something for me to love you. Also, those are both valuable components to your growth, and that's why it's you can't have a life of only success, because then it like we had talked about this a few weeks ago, was that like if you are always doing bad shit and then you try and do good shit, like immediately something bad is going to happen. And if you do all good shit and then suddenly start doing bad shit, something crazy is going to happen, right? But it's like you have to kind of find your balance in all of that, because you're like, you know what, you can't be only successful, you can't be only a failure. You have to figure out where your success lies, because you know what, a lot of the times people don't realize, they listen, getting up, eating healthy, being active, and taking care of your daily chores is a huge success in life on a daily basis, right? Like, and you have like guys like Jordan Peterson who are like, just make your bed in the morning. I'm like, statistically, it's better to not make your bed, because then creepy crawlies don't find it a hospitable environment. That's scientific. Now, I'm not one to trust science, but
like, why are you making a bed? Like, you're just gonna get in it.
I would rather make my bed just before I go to sleep, because then I'm like, okay, but all my sheets are in my right place. But I'm like, I don't move when I sleep. Like, I sleep like I'm dead, right? Which I'm pretty sure has scared a few people before, because they're like, I don't know if he's alive. You look hot, Dino. I love big really men. Keep doing you. Oh, thank you. I appreciate that, Frederica. My wife would disagree with you, and she says I'm a piece of shit. So don't worry, it's fine.
I just wish, like, I feel like this could be personal bias on my part.
Sure.
But I feel like the way that our family court system and everything is designed, splits up the mom and the father a lot. I feel like that brings a wedge in. No, women knowing that they can just leave and get paid to leave is always like, it's just easier just to not deal with this person who's kind of difficult. You know what I mean? Like, if there's the minute there's a hint of we need to grow and work together, she's like, I don't have to. I can make you pay me to leave. So
there you go, right there from Victoria.
Okay. So, the problem with that is when you say you have the maternal figure and the paternal figure.
Yeah.
Even if they are both involved with the child, but they're not together. Well, you always have the fucking mom, probably more than likely, especially in my situation, where she's like, well, your dad's a dick. That's why we're not together. Like, I hate to break it to you, but he's an asshole. That's why we're not together. And then the fucking kid's like, well, yeah, okay, that makes sense. He's a dick. He's kind of stern. He kind of tells me I'm stupid sometimes, and he expects a lot out of me. You know, where my mom's always hugging me and telling me she loves me no matter what. So then it just kind of creates an even further wedge between the father and the child, you know?
Yeah.
So we have to kind of like, we have to what if you've learned anything from watching my content, we have to eliminate family court. We have to eliminate family court and bring back the patriarchy. Okay? So that's gonna be the most successful way in life, is the men go to work and are gone all day, fucking 12 hours a day, 16 hours a day, because inflation is never going to stop. And the women can stay home and raise the children.
Jesus. Okay, so sorry, Nick, I just looked this up. This is a great discussion. Have you ever watched King Cobra JFS? He is similar to Jordan Peterson, but from Wyoming. He looks like he's from Wyoming. Let's start there.
I'm not watching somebody named King Cobra.
Yeah, that's just that. I really hope you're this is a goof, because this guy is.
It's like Andrew Tate on steroids.
I know this guy is like, yeah. Anyways, no, but this is the thing, is like that idea, you know, comes down to too much coddling creates weakness, where it's like, oh, I'll be accepted regardless of who I am. You're like, no, you won't. That's not real life, right? People don't accept you, like, and even still, people will always try and be like, oh, family has to stick together. You're like, it really doesn't. It's no. And also, you'll know that family member who you don't want to stick around. You're like, yeah, you get the fuck out of here. I don't want you around. But
well, the other thing too is, and we should focus on this on our other show on Thursdays, but the big abandonment, as if you want to call it that, it was in the 70s, where fathers were just like leaving their kids with their wives or their girlfriends or whatever, and just never coming by, their baby mamas, and just never coming back, which caused this whole need for child support and everything. And we had this lack of a paternal figure in the household, the nuclear family and everything.
Yeah.
But what happened just before the 70s in mass? What happened? What happened, Dino?
I don't know.
Vietnam.
Oh, yeah, war.
Can we take in consideration that how many of those people were fucking veterans who were treated, the first group of fucking warriors ever
were treated like shit,
and they had mental problems when they came back, you know?
Harlan is
They
yelling at us.
lost. That was the first American war where we lost. They lost and then got treated like shit when they came back, and now they're expected to raise a child. You know what I mean?
I mean, that's fair. King Cobra is actually pretty cool. He makes his own mead. He looks like that mead contains partly his urine. He is a rough looking guy. Let's just be very clear.
I just showed my brother This Is the End last night.
Oh yeah,
with Seth Rogen.
That's fair. Yeah,
I just tried my pee for the first time. It's pretty good.
Don't do that.
I have a martini glass.
Back in the day, a father could leave his kids at the pool all day, find a hot single mom in bikini, marry her, and keep his dominance as a man. Yeah, well, and listen, I don't necessarily agree with that either, right? But it's the whole idea where everyone has kind of turned around and be like, well, I'm out for me. And you're like,
right.
That's not helpful either, right?
That's my big thing is like, if you have kids together, y'all need to figure it out. Y'all need to set y'all's fucking problems. Like, if there's like true abuse going on, I get that.
Oh,
you know what I mean? But like, for the most part, y'all are children. Anything other than that, y'all are children. Y'all need to fuck off with your problem. Oh, but me. Shut up. We'll do that later. We can break up or fix our marriage later when the kids are in college, okay?
Yeah. I loved Mad Men. I mean, yeah, that's fair. The idea that you could go to work, smoke, drink, and talk shit all day and hit on broads.
That's what we do, bro. We do that now.
Yeah. It's just
I was gonna get a cigar shop closed before I finish working.
I mean, listen, it's that idea where you're like, yeah, it was easier back then, but then at the same time you're going, but then listen, half of the populace isn't working, making tax money for the government. How do you expect the government to survive with their giant war machine?
It's my three-legged dog.
That dog looks terrified.
She is. It's my three-legged dog. She got 3 legs. She got 3 legs.
What the? Don't just spring that on me. Jesus Christ.
She got 3 legs. It's Dixie Dog. That too.
Frederica seems like a Miss Doubtfire kind of lady, not judging. I mean, whatever. That's fine. You can be whoever you want to be. That's the best part. Like, there are certain parts of this that is good, right? Like, where everyone is entitled to be happy. I think that's good. I'm of the belief that people deserve to be happy, loved, and safe. Like, that is fair. But
I don't believe in any of that. I don't think you deserve any of this.
I think people have. I'm not saying they deserve it.
To earn it.
I feel like no, but you should be in an environment that permits you to be loved, permits you to be happy, and permits you what was the third one? Safe. Also safe.
I feel like you should I just have a different opinion on that. Like, I think and you're fine, I understand why you feel that way. But I personally think that you should put yourself in that environment.
Yeah.
No matter what it takes, whatever.
Yes.
If you're not in that environment, that's your fault.
You should be a contributing factor in those things, right?
Unless you're a child, but if you're an adult, you need to work towards putting yourself in that environment.
Yes. So, hey, just so you know, Frederica has got an eye for you. Yes, Nick, I'm trans. I have an eye for Cole too, my dear. There you go. Look, the point is this.
I was assigned male at birth, and I'm still male now. How did I make it through COVID?
Maybe less male, but but like, look, you should be a contributing factor in your family feeling safe. You should be a contributing factor in your family being happy, and you should be a contributing factor in your family feeling loved. Right? Like those are. That's a great point to addend that statement. Is that nobody deserves those things, but those are fair and decent things to have in your life, right? Like, and those are actual goals that are thing. Lily says, yuck. I'm assuming to the idea of you being a man. So basically, that's the whole idea.
Oh, man, right there.
Not even close. That's like half man, half butter. That's please.
There's a lot of butter in my diet.
I mean,
especially after RFK was like, "Yeah, you got to eat butter." Like butter.
Like,
I'm, like,
I'm on it,
bet, bro.
I'm on it. No problem there.
Tell me twice. Yeah. RFK was like, the best meal for you is steak and eggs and butter. I was like, I've been preparing for this my entire life. I have been eating steak and butter and eggs.
Yeah.
Like 3 times a month my entire life with so much anxiety and guilt. So much like just I'm killing myself slowly. Just in my soul, just like I'm gonna die one day. Now it's healthy.
Yeah.
I'm running with that shit. Bro, I've been healthy my whole life then. This whole time I thought I was sick because I eat like shit. I don't eat like shit.
No. You're like, no, I'm just a shit person. I don't eat shit. That's how that works.
You have Munchausen's by proxy because of the government.
Oh, bro. Do you remember you needed 9 servings of breads and cereals on a daily basis? You're like, where am I going to find 9 bowls of cereal? Cole, what's your BMI? A lot.
Just like no, I don't. Do I look like I go to the doctor?
So on the BMI, you see there's the green diagonal. Yeah, move over to the red one. That's where both he and I live.
I'm a little chunky. I ain't gonna lie. But my problem is I don't eat like sugar and stuff because everybody's like, "Oh yeah, you're gonna be a diabetic one day." No, I'm not. I don't eat sugary shit. Dino's one of them too. I don't eat sugary shit. I just eat dinner twice every single day. Sometimes lunch twice. I rarely eat breakfast. If it's breakfast, it's really just I woke up late and want eggs. It's like noon and I want eggs.
There's a comedian up here who explained a bang bang where it's like, yeah. So what fat people do that thin people don't is fat people have a meal after their meal. So it's like I had dinner and I'm going for dinner again. Why? Because I'm fat. That's how you're fat. You had double right? Harlan, Trump. That's not a word that you can just Trump. You gotta give it some razzmatazz, okay? Yeah, no, I feel like this whole thing is something that requires more discussion. But yeah, I like to Trump.
Why? I posted all 3.
He posted all 3 because you could all
posts me. That's dumb.
There's
the all button. Okay, I didn't know that.
You did the all button. So now we're all going to jail. It's perfect.
Train.
It's fine.
Victoria, bail it out.
Yeah, Victoria. Yeah. Yeah, she'll get the phone call and be like, I don't know him. Sorry. It's good riddance. It's fine.
Yeah, she got out a while ago.
He already shoveled the driveway.
He's like, this whole thing is fiction.
Yeah. She's like, will do. Yeah. Like, as long as the driveway is shoveled, I'll leave him in jail. Don't worry.
You better shovel on your way out. Imagine you getting arrested and be like, wait! I need to shovel first.
Yeah, I gotta shovel the driveway before I can go.
I shovel the driveway before you arrest me, please.
That's 100%. Otherwise, she'll come in and she'll get me out just so I can shovel the driveway. That's fine. Yeah. But this is one of those things. That's gonna be my second workout for the day. It'll be great. Yeah, that's yeah. I was gonna work out. Yeah, well, I've only had the one meal today. I'm trying to stick to it, but I get a hot cocoa after.
I know every time I think I'm gonna do what you do, I sit there and I'm like, no, I've never gone more than a day. Like, I mean, I've never gone a day.
Yeah.
I start when I wake up in the morning, I'm like, today's the day. And I make it all the way to dinner time. And then I'm like,
nope. No. Yeah. Last week I did 3 days, which was pretty good. Today I was thinking of doing it, and then the snow fell, and I was like, nah, I need some calories. So, but then I just had the one meal, and I'm like, I'm trying not to eat again.
I just work out. It's like, isn't it funny that we usually have 2 different approaches to our weight loss? I work out kind of a lot, and which I haven't been lately. And you're just like, I guess I'll just skip my next 19 meals.
Basically, yeah. That's the thing is, people are like, you could do stuff or you could do absolutely nothing. You're like, I'll do nothing. Thank you.
I'm actually a pretty outgoing person for an introvert. That's the funny part. I like to do shit. It's just it's the what is it, Isaac Newton? A body in motion stays in motion, a body at rest stays at rest. If I'm chilling, it's impossible to get me out of chill mode. But if I'm doing shit, it's dangerous for me to stop. I should just keep going. Like if I have a bunch of shit to do and I sit down, ain't nothing getting done. But I can keep going as long as I don't sit down.
So Victoria says you're an introvert, Cole, which is
shit. You haven't picked up on that?
You have to experience Victoria. This is the 1 hour a day that he actually talks. The rest of the day, he's complete silent, no facial expressions whatsoever.
Cussing people out. That's all I do all day. Cuss people out and bitch about red lights.
Victoria says, "Then what am I, a hermit?" Yes, you're a hermit.
No, you're married. You can't be a hermit if you're married.
You'd think.
Well, I mean, unless you're separated. But
no. She just puts up a wall of pillows. It's like, you stay over there. Like, no problem. I got it. Well, it's one of those things where it's a fair thing, but it is realistic. I feel like the idea of maintaining enthusiasm is one of the hardest things to keep on going, but it is tantamount to your success. If you don't keep on keeping on, you just get derailed, right? So it's one of those things that we just have to keep on pursuing in some way, shape, or form, which I think is a success, but that's just me.
Well, okay, so here's my last question before we go. Doing what we're doing now.
Yes.
When we first started, you were probably, I don't know, where was your head? Not even just when you and I met, because you were interested in being into podcasting and whatnot. Comedy. I don't know. What would you be a content creator?
Sure.
We were still calling it an influencer at the time. It's funny word thing. I mean, you were pretty much being a male Instagram model.
Yeah.
When you first started all that, are you as enthusiastic about it now as you were then?
Yeah, more so, even. Just because I worked with a bunch of people too through the process that worked out never, right? So like my longest standing relationships has been with you and with Atlas, and those are basically where it's just been people who have the same, not even work ethic, but the similar goals, where it's like, I think this is a viable thing and it's very enjoyable. But like learning and growing and doing more of this kind of stuff has been enjoyable to me. I like it. Have I been more enthusiastic? Like, it's more so that I want to do more things, but also too, like, I have more clutter and I'm trying to do more stuff, just because that way I can start doing like I can set up a camera a little further away and I can do like bigger Lego builds, which is, I have a shit ton of big Lego builds that I got to do. So
I'm still trying to figure out content ideas other than bashing women. I love bashing women so much. That's such a problem.
Well, they make it very easily, right? And they're like, well, I'm living my best life. You're like, that might be a prostitute. Just
right.
And people are like, no, I'm in the Guinness Book of World Records. You're like, as a prostitute, though. So,
as good as I think I am at it, I don't think I want to be. That's who I want to be. This is the I don't know, the white Andrew Tate.
Yeah, I mean, it might work. Who knows? Right? But after all is said and done, I think that's the thing. Like, I enjoy the long format discussions and things, but realistically, it's it's the daily stuff that we have to get on with too. That slowly we're growing, but sure enough, we don't have any ideas for what we're doing on Thursday. So if anyone has an opinion, please feel free to hit us up in the comments or comment on one of our shorts and say, hey, you should talk about XYZ, because we would enjoy that very much. But then we have Thursday, we have mental health. We have Friday. Are you or no?
Yeah, Friday I got every other weekend meals with Jack. I don't know what we're making yet though.
Yeah.
I don't even think we know what we're gonna make for Saturday either.
Yeah.
I have a suggestion for um Thursday though.
All right.
What about like balancing relationships during the holidays? Not just like romantic relationships, but just all relationships, family, work, all that during the from
surviving the holidays.
Yeah, surviving the holidays and not fucking blowing up on people, even though everybody's like kind of getting up in your ass, and you know what I mean. And everybody's trying to be festive and shit from pretty much from Thanksgiving to New Year's. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because those fucking holidays are crammed so close together. Those 3 holidays, and they're all 3 different. They're not really the same.
Why don't we do surviving the holidays this Thursday, and then next Thursday we'll do how to start the new year right kind of thing. That makes the most sense.
Okay.
When is New Year's Day? That's a good question.
New Year's Day is Wednesday. Is a Wednesday.
Jesus Christ.
And we're gonna do a special hamburger and cheese on New Year's night. Or
yeah,
New
we
Year's
are.
Eve, I should say.
That'll be a good one. Yeah. So we're gonna do that, and we'll let you guys know what we're doing on Saturday for Hammer and Cheese, and then Generation 10, and we start all over again. So have a great rest of your night, everyone, and we will see you in a couple days. Later.